ABS-CBN Sports proudly presents the Adamson Lady Falcons,
Pounded off that bubble. Here running bridge and all.
the Ateneo Lady Eagles,
They use that a lot in game number 1.
the De La Salle Lady Spikers, the FEU Lady Camaros, the UP Lady Maroons,
6-5 is the score ng Bangkok.
the UU Lady Warriors,
Nebrida with that off.
the UST Tigresses, the NU Lady Bulldogs. This is the UAAP Season 75 Women's Volleyball Tournament.
It's a beautiful Saturday afternoon as we make our way back to the arena in San Juan City for the first day of volleyball action for the year 2013. This is brought to you exclusively by ABS-CBN Sports. We have a pair of interesting ball games for you to kick off day number 10 of the Women's Volleyball Tournament of UAAP Season 75 as the University of the East, still searching for their first win of the season, takes on the University of Santo Tomas. And following that contest, NU and FEU will battle in a crucial matchup. And before we say anything more, Happy New Year to all the volleyball fans watching right now on Studio 23. I'm Anton Rojas. Maraming salamat po sa inyong patuloy na pagsubaybay sa UAAP Season 75. And of course, beside me is Noreen Go.
Great to be here, Anton. Happy New Year, fans.
All right, let's take a look at the team standings to pick up from where we left off last year. UST, as we can see right here, 2 wins and 2 defeats. UE still searching for their first win, Noreen.
That's right. Speaking of UE, 0-4. But when you look at the top, Ateneo, 5 wins, 0 loss. LaSalle, 4-1. Adamson, 3-1. UST, as you were saying, 2-2. NU, 2-3. FEU, 1-3. And UP, or University of the Philippines, 1-4.
So it is just Ateneo being the lone team that is at the top, win with no defeats, 5 wins and 0 losses. All right, let's talk about both these teams that are facing off in our first game. Let's start with the University of the East. They're coming off a straight set defeat at the hands of the defending champions, De La Salle University.
That's right. And the scores for that match was 25-15, 25-14, and 25-13. So basically, LaSalle really showed their strut their wares over this UE squad.
University of the East, as you can see, one of the spark plugs, one of the emerging stars on the Lady Warriors team, and several rookies. Faith Bulan, we have Manansala there also. The leader, of course, is Lucette Dawis, but they're still struggling to find their identity, and it's clearly seen in their last game against LaSalle, losing in straight sets.
Oh, that's right. LaSalle actually, their first game, everyone was saying it was a fluke. So they're obviously showing here in the rest of the games that they're still a team to look out for. And we can see in that match, in terms of spikes, LaSalle 41 as compared to 18, really overpowering UE. Blocks 4-3, serve 8-3, and points off opponents' errors 22 as compared to 18. But basically, LaSalle really had their overall game going. They received better, they blocked better, and their attacks or offense was better.
It's going to be very hard to find any positives in terms of the statistics for the University of the East. But 22 unforced errors, that's the best for UE this season. That's the lowest output for them so far. So let's see if the Lady Warriors can build on that. In terms of scoring, they're going to need a lot of help because so far it has just been the tandem of Faith Bulan and the captain, Lucette Dawis.
Well, speaking of Lucette Dawis, you can see there right in your screens, Lucette Dawis really trying to bring her team, to where they're supposed to be. Yes, they're a team that's rebuilding, but she knows that, you need to have that attitude, that winning attitude coming to the game, and she scored 7 points in that match with 6 spikes.
Faith Bulan also scored 7 points as well, as their tandem combined for 14 points in that loss to De La Salle University. Joining us also with our broadcast team is our courtside reporter, Kat Salaw, who had a chat earlier today with the captain, Lucette Dawis.
Lucette, first of all, Happy New Year to you and the rest of the UE Red Warriors. Thanks. So, you ended last year with a loss against DLSU. Now, ano yung preparations na ginawa niyo during the break to prepare and to possibly start this year with a win?
Lagi sa aming sinasabi ni Coach Boy na kung ano man yung, kung pupunta man kayo dito sa court, kailangan lagi kayong handa. Parang siniset niya yung mind namin na pupunta kayo dito, hindi lang para maglaro. Yun ulit, hindi lang para maglaro, kundi para yung goal niya na para manalo. Ayun, yung pinaghandaan namin is yung laging first ball. Kasi yung last game namin, yun yung, siguro yun yung pinakamaling, maling nangyari sa amin, wala kaming first ball. So, ayun yung pinag-practice ni Coach Boy sa amin.
Thanks, Lucette, and good luck. Noreen and Anton?
So as we heard from the words of Lucette Dawis, Noreen, it seems that they're taking a different approach here in 2013. Towards the end of the year last year, Coach Boy was trying to get his players to be more relaxed, and this time the goal is set, they have to win.
Yeah, that's right. The mindset really of any team or any player going into a match is not just to play. Yes, you're supposed to have fun, but you're in it to win it. You know what I'm saying?
And speaking of winning, UST finally halted their two-game losing streak by winning against the University of the Philippines in their last game for the year 2012. It was a straight set victory. But UST, Noreen, we were talking about it before we went live on the air. UST has been an enigma here in season 75.
Yeah, you know, that's really well said, because after their first match, when they beat LaSalle, everybody was saying, oh my, UST is in a different level altogether, beating the defending champions. And so, you know, parang a lot of other teams are like fearing them already. And then their next two games, what a puzzle for all of us when they lost to NU and Ateneo. So that win against UP is actually good for them.
It was a 1-3 defeat to NU and a straight set loss to Ateneo before UST bounced back last December 15, right back here at this exact same venue, a straight set win against UP.
That's right, and they showed it through spikes, 37 as compared to 19. Blocking, their defense also worked well for them, 9-3, service 7-4, and opponents are 22-17. So like LaSalle, you know, UST really showed their wares. They played an overall game, and they received better. Their offense was there. They even blocked. So very well-rounded game for UST.
And just like UST also committed a season-low 17 errors. So let's see if the Tigresses can build on that here moving forward with the UAAP Season 75 Volleyball Tournament for 2013. All right, UST, of course, relying on the big three of Judy Caballejo, Maruba Natikla, and of course, Micah Ortiz. But they've been inconsistent. Caballejo, since scoring 22 points against LaSalle, her scoring has gone on a downward spiral. Maruba Natikla, in their losses to NU and Ateneo, combined for only 5 points in 2 games. Imagine that. Banatikla with only that kind of output. Micah Ortiz, 7 points against NU, just 6 against Ateneo. But she bounced back against UP, wherein she had a season-high 14 points.
That's right. You know, Micah Ortiz, she's a middle hitter. So she will her play really relies on good reception. And with that, against UP, she was able to score 9 spikes and 5 blocks for 14 points. But you were talking about Banatikla and Caballejo. You're right, they've been struggling the past 2 games. But hopefully in the next few games, they'll, you know, snap out of that, because we know that they're players who can perform.
All right, let's get the mindset of Micah Ortiz to see how UST plans to build on their last win against UP. Ortiz had a chance to speak with our courtside reporter, Tina Marasigan, earlier today.
Alright, Micah, buti na lang natapos ang 2012 na meron kayong 2 panalo. Pero as we all know, 2 na rin ang talo nyo. So, what do we expect? What do we have to expect from you guys for this year, 2013?
As we all know po, nagkaroon po ng Christmas vacation. So, we never, hindi namin pinabayaan yung sarili namin. So, nagpa-condition po kami, double time. So, alam namin na all 2-2 na kami ngayon, 2 win, 2 losses. And ngayon 2013, kailangan namin manalo.
Okay, so good luck for your game later against UE. Back to you, Anton.
Well, UST is currently in 4th place in the team standings, but they have to get their act together here at the start of 2013 if they want to back up the words of that man, their head coach, Oji Mamon, who said that they want to face LaSalle in the finals.
Of course, and they have beaten them, so you'll never know what happened.
Of course, Oji Mamon will be going up against fellow sophomore head coach, Coach Boy Dalistan of the University of the East. That matchup will kick off when we come back, so keep it right here on Studio 23 for our exclusive ABS-CBN sports coverage of UAAP Season 75.
This is the UAAP Season 75 Women's Volleyball Tournament. UAAP Season 75 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, a very happy new year from the Philoy Flying V Arena here in San Juan as we bring you match number 19 in the Women's Volleyball Tournament of your Season 75 UAAP. Officiating this opening match for 2013, first referee, Lumer Pachi B. Pajarillo, national referee. Our second referee, Bob Malena, national referee. Now introducing the starters first for the UE Lady Warriors. Number 10, Serena Bulan. Number 1, Grace Masangkay. Number 6, team captain, Lucette Dawis. Number 5, Shisa Nebrida. Number 9, Chan Manansala. Number 7, Madel Gavara. Their libero, number 12, Pia Sarmiento. And the head coach of the Lady Warriors, Boy Dalistan. And now, here are the starters for the UST Tigresses. Number 14, Lauren Lantin. Number 11, team captain, Judy Caballejo. Number 7, Micah Ortiz. Number 6, Pam Lastimosa. Number 8, Carmela Tunay. Number 15, Jessie De Leon. Their libero, number 12, Dancel Dusaran. And the head coach of the Golden Tigers is Ochi Mamon.
Happy New Year once again to everybody tuned in right now to Studio 23. This is brought to you exclusively on ABS-CBN Sports. Both teams coming in with different starting lineups as compared to what we saw in their last game. UE going with Guevara, Madel Guevara in the starting 5, and UST without Maru Banatikla today. Tina Marasigan will give us the specifics in her first report as to why Maru is not playing today. So stepping in for her in the first 6 is Pam Lastimosa.
Well, all the squads had a really long break in that Christmas during the holiday. So you don't know, maybe some of the coaches, they made their own experiments, and obviously they're trying it out today.
Well, let's see who had the better training during the Christmas break. But we were observing the body language and yung pangangatawan ng mga players ng University of Santo Tomas, and you mentioned that they look really fit despite coming off yung Christmas break.
That's right. We were looking at we mentioned Micah Ortiz. Really, I think she even lost a bit of weight, and the UST squad, they're looking nice and trim as well. So both squads obviously they worked hard during the holiday season.
UE, a lot of reasons to be motivated, still searching for that elusive first win here in UAAP Season 75. That's a good start for them. Shisa Nebrida gets the point for the Lady Warriors.
Well, UE in that first play started off with good reception, and with that, good offense, even off triple block.
Lantin goes to the middle. Micah Ortiz
doing what she does best, given that set. We were talking about it in our pregame coverage. The first game, she had monster points. And the fourth game. During the second and the third game, when they lost to NU and Ateneo, reception wasn't there. Therefore, they're not able to capitalize on Ortiz.
All right. I mentioned a while ago that Tina would give us an update on Maru Banatikla, who's not playing today. Let's go to Tina right now.
Yes, Anton, the Tigresses definitely want to start the year right by continuing to gain more winning games as they ended the year 2012 victoriously. Instead of having long vacation during the holiday season, dinoble pa ng team ang pag-ensayo, making it twice a day in preparation for this year. They primarily worked on their play strategies and also their physical conditioning to make their weights lighter for higher jumps. Although Maru Banatikla isn't here today as she suffered from excessive vomiting, the ladies are in full confidence to get their third win. Anton?
Thank you, Tina, for that very detailed report. So Maru Banatikla not feeling well today. That is why she is not suited up for UST. And we hope that Maru can
I wonder
recover
if
from
it's
that.
because of eating the food that she ate during Christmas or maybe fatigue. But you know, funny when Tina was talking about 2 practices a day. One was for dinner time and the Christmas dinner, and then one's for UAAP.
Good serving, Michael Ortiz.
And it all fits based on what Tina said. We observed that they look more fit. And Tina said that the goal for UST was to lose those extra pounds gained in the holidays.
That's right.
And it seems that UST has done just that. I can recall last year going to Coach Oji Mamon after the Christmas break, and I asked him, how was the training? How was your Christmas break? And he said, what break?
Well, of course, you know, all these girls, speaking from experience, during UAP, you have one season or one semester to play. During my time, it's the first semester. Now it's the second semester. But you train the whole year.
Yeah.
For that. It doesn't matter if you have a Christmas break. Of course, you're going to make the most out of it because you can only play 5 years.
Speaking of playing 5 years, it's hard to believe. I find it hard to believe that this is the last year of Micah Ortiz for UST. Just 2 years ago, she was just 15 years old.
Well, you know, a lot of people are graduating. Aside from Micah Ortiz, you're talking about Judy Caballero as well. For Ateneo, of course, the Fab Five. So a lot of people graduating, which is sad for people who have followed their careers, but it's also a new beginning to the new breed in volleyball.
Speaking of the new breed for UE, one of the new faces on the squad, Faith Bulan, getting it through the single block by Jessie De Leon, who has been improving slowly here in UAAP season 75, being another scoring option for Coach Oji Mamon.
Well, you're speaking about Faith Bulan. She has shown us and the UE fans that she is the person to go to, and UE has been going to her. She has been getting her numbers as well.
Mela Tunay in her second year as a member of the UST Tigresses. Running spike by Guevara. Lantin goes to Judy Caballero. Dug up by Faith Bulan. Here she comes again. Double block was there for UST.
That's right, that was De Leon. Jessie De Leon. So people are actually asking me, does she even eat, you know, with her build? But yeah, she does, and she's just lucky for those who are in gift.
De Leon, sophomore for UST. Bulan goes for the drop ball. De Leon,
Wow.
what a witty move by her.
That's a good sign for her, you know. We all know that UST normally go to Caballero, Banatikla, and Ortiz, sometimes Tunay. But De Leon, 2 straight points. How good is that for her?
And De Leon really played sparingly in UAAP season 74. It's nice to see her emerge and crack the rotation.
She's getting her time.
The serve, Mandel Guevara.
But you know, UE doing a good job in keeping this match close so far here in the first set.
Well, UE has done that. The problem is, once we reach the first break, and after a couple of timeouts, that's when UE starts to falter. They can't continue to stick close to their opposing team.
Well, normally people would say that's a mental thing for a team. You have to, you know, you have to believe in yourself that we've been close throughout the first set, but we can compete with this squad like you.
First technical timeout.
Well, right now, they are sticking close to UST. 8-7 is our tally. We have a Kit Kat break. Get ready for what's next. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. Coach Oji Mamon, a couple of smiles here and there. 8-7 is our tally early on here in the first game for the year 2013. By the way, we would like to express our deepest condolences to the family of Anne and Ivy Remulla, whose mother passed away last January 2.
That's right. We found out because it was because of dengue. So that's sad. And we'll pray for the family and, of course, for Anne and Ivy.
And we'd like to request the entire volleyball community to pray for the Remulla family as well. All right, we resume this matchup between UE and UST. Faith Bulan. Difficult angle there on that hit. Goes beyond the sideline. So point for UST.
That's right. And for those who just joined us and you're wondering where is Marua Banatikla, she's not playing today because of excessive vomiting.
But Maru has had an inconsistent year so far here in UAP season 75. Had 10 points, just 10 points against LaSalle, 3 points against NU, 2 points against Ateneo, and then finally tallied her biggest output of 13 points against UP. But those are not Banatikla's normal numbers. She was number 2 in scoring last year.
Well, you know, of course, being number 2 in scoring last year, opponents will definitely check you. You know, that's always the game plan. Oh, who are we supposed to check? Let's say Ortiz, yes, Caballero, yes, Banatikla. So the defense of the opponents normally will concentrate on these players. So she has been blocked. But, you know, being Banatikla, she has to fight it. You know, forget about it and then move ahead.
All right, we heard from UST a while ago. Let's go now to the UE side and hear from Kat Salao.
Over the Christmas break, the UE Lady Warriors said they took a break from a lot of things except for volleyball training. Coach Boy Delistan said that they prepare specifically for their next opponents, and he said that hindi talaga kami tumigil sa training despite the option of relaxing over the break. He also believes that the girls are more mentally prepared for this game this year, and although during the break he expressed that his frustration towards their failed services, the Lady Warriors are ready to fight for their first win and a happy start to their new year. Antonio Noreen?
Thank you, Katz, for that report. Lucette also mentioned it before the game in her interview. In Katz's interview with her, their problem is that first ball. They can't generate their offense without receiving properly.
That's right. And that's what they've been, you know, based on that interview, that's what they focused on during the holidays. But you know what's nice is Coach Boy was really telling the players, you have to go in with that winning attitude. You cannot go in just, okay, let's just go through the motions. You have to have a purpose or an objective every time you come to the court.
Coach Boy Dalistan returning to coach UE, his alma mater. Last year, with a record of 4 wins and 10 defeats for 6th place. Obviously, in his second season, he would like to improve on that. But then, of course, they took a step back because they lost their key players, namely Jimberly Dizon and Kite Rosale, their 2 best players from last year.
Not to mention, they have 6 rookies in their fold. So, again, a lot of these teams are in that rebuilding process. So, well, even if you're in that rebuilding process, you have seniors, and these seniors are carryovers from the previous seasons where you have like Kite Rosale. So the seniors have to also show the freshmen and the sophomores that we have to still come out on time.
And the seniors, Masangkay, of course, the setter in her 4th year. Lucette Dawis, Maureen Martinez, one of the liberos. Nebrida, another leader, along with Bulan, who has emerged as one of the leaders. She is the co-captain of the UE side. Here's the captain to serve, Lucette Dawis. 13-10, our tally. First set, first game of the year 2013. Guevara showing some spunk.
Now we know why she's being fielded in by Coach
Yes.
Boy. Obviously, she has shown Coach Boy during the practices that I deserve to be in that first six.
And Guevara came off the bench in their loss against LaSalle and played the entire second set. Manansala. They have to hit it from the back row.
Wow, good one-hand dig by Caballero.
Masangkay, who will she go to? It's a back set. Too strong on that reception by the setter, Lantin. Goes to the back set, Lastimosa. Lastimosa, she has contributed also for UST.
That's right, and as we can see here, that was a smart. And obviously, she's really hitting it off the blocker, going down the line, and she was successful.
Masangkay goes for the back set. Violation there.
Too eager, flipping the net.
Now serving Sisa Nebrida.
We were talking about the Lady Warriors staying close to UST and trying to sustain that throughout the entire set. They're doing that so far, halfway through already.
That's right.
Outside.
And you know, so far, what Coach Boy has been telling them or teaching them that okay, we have to come into the game, you know, thinking we're gonna win. Obviously, they're showing it. Hopefully, we're not jinxing it by saying it, but so far so good for UE.
And for the UST side, obviously they should come in not wanting to underestimate this UE side.
Well, they should know as well that UE has yet to feel or taste the victory, and every team who is in that position will be eager for that first win.
And UST, after losing back-to-back against NU and Ateneo, would like to string up their first win streak here in UAAP season 75.
You're right. No, you're right. No, after that first win, it was 2 straight losses and then another win. So no back-to-back wins yet for UST.
And looking up ahead at the schedule of the Tigresses, on January 9, they face off against Adamson. And then they figure in the last matchup for the first round as Dusaran
Wanted to kiss Anton.
I was
That
stopped
was
in
really
my
close,
tracks. Yeah.
There you go, there you go. Whoop! Happy New
That's
Year,
the first.
Anton.
That's the first time that's happened to me in a live coverage.
It's the first for everything.
Point for UE.
All right,
Technical timeout.
UE. There's no joke. They're on top right now, 16 to 15. As we take this Kit Kat break, get ready for what's next. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. The volleyball fans tuned in right now. This is our exclusive ABS-CBN sports coverage of season 75, the UAAP. The University of the East searching for their first win. Currently lead UST 16 to 15 in the first set.
That's right, a good start, a very, very good start for UE. Who would have thought that they'd go into that second technical timeout ahead? So the game plan so far working for them.
Lantin goes to Jesse De Leon.
Point for UST.
Violation.
The Lady Warriors.
Net violation there by Guevara. Lucky break for UST because that's actually a free point for them.
Hoping to stop the momentum of the University of the East. Good job by the libero, the rookie libero Sarmiento. She went really low to receive that ball.
That's right, and an equally good set there for that running spike. And you know, UE is showing a different, that they're a different team here in 2013.
Caballero had to adjust in the air. Faith Bulan. Dusaran digs that one up. Caballero one more time. That goes straight to the net.
Well, Caballero's been kind of silent here in the first set. She hasn't had a decent spike yet. It has been just tips, or that one she buries that into the net.
I mentioned Caballejo scoring has been on a downward trend since scoring 22 against LaSalle. Against NUH, she just had 10. Against Ateneo, just 8. And against UP, she only had 5 points.
Wow, that's really not her numbers. But speaking of good numbers, on the positive side, De Leon has been playing very well for UST.
Yun, Jessie De Leon's numbers have been going up. 7 against Ateneo, 8 against UP.
Oh, mad scramble here for UST.
Yeah, mad scramble indeed.
Well, that was very obvious. Lantin really, both her feet crossing that midline. You could do 1, 2.
Yeah.
Another one.
19-17. Can UE take the first set? They're closing in on doing just that.
Well, they've been serving well. We also mentioned that earlier. Their services was always a flaw in their game, but so far they're serving well here in this first set.
And Coach Oji Mamon has pulled out Lauren Lantin. And replacing her is the backup setter, rookie Alain Cabanos.
Well, he doesn't want to, risk this set because the first set is always one of the more important sets, if not the most important set, because that gives momentum to a squad. And he wants to maybe talk things over with Lantin. Good serve.
Alexine Cabanos. We were observing her before the game during the warm-ups. And we noticed also that she played the entire game also in their last time out.
Inormal nyo lang yung kilos na magbilang kayo pag magbablock kayo. Wala sa tono kanina eh. Alex, simplihan mo lang. Dominahin natin sa gitna mas mataas. Hindi mabibilis na mabababa. Nililevel nyo sa kamay lang ng blocker eh. Dudes, puno sa pinakamataas.
Well, Coach Oji obviously really just telling his team that we're obviously just not playing our game. That's the gist of it all. We're not playing our game. So far, his substitution in bringing in Cabanos is doing well. At 19 now, serving 20 for UST.
Cabanos being the backup setter, played in all 3 sets in their win against the University of the Philippines. Now brought in to change things up for the Tigresses. 3 straight points for the ladies in black and yellow.
A good defense. That was by Ortiz. Oh, that was Caballejo. But, that was a good block, but equally a good play for UE. They received well in that play, and then they were able to do that offense. Only coverage wasn't there.
Masangkay taking matters in their own hands. A running spike by Micah Ortiz. And what a time to go with that attack.
Well, that's the money man there for Coach Oji. And of course, if you have that opportunity to give it to Micah Ortiz, why not?
One of the best in the UAAP is doing that. Micah Ortiz.
Speaking of Micah Ortiz, I wasn't really following her age.
Yeah.
I was surprised that she had 2 more years after, I'm forgetting her, Aiza Maizo. I thought they were like at the same time or maybe 1 year apart. I didn't know that, she was that young when she was already a go-to player for UST.
I was surprised as well. Hard to believe.
That's right, and now she's still playing, which is good for UST.
In her final season, hoping to once again taste a championship, something that she and several other teammates that are still on this team experience in UAAP season 72.
That's right, and net violation for UST, but UE gets breathing room there, 22-21.
Now what UE needs to develop here is killer instinct. They're so close to taking the first set, drawing first blood, They just need to shut the door.
That's right. They need to know how to finish a set. That's not the way to do it.
Ortiz had to adjust. Oh, lucky break for UST. Violation on the other side.
That's right. That was already, you know, the setter just tried to do with that and over-eager.
Lucet Dawes touching the net. Another free ball for UST. Cabanos goes to Micah Ortiz.
Exclamation point there for Micah Ortiz.
And this is a Micah Ortiz with a sprained ring finger.
Oh yeah, she was showing us earlier. It's kind of fat, you know. But Micah Ortiz, you know, with that sprain, or these players with sprain or not, they're really still gonna play.
I remember before this game, we noticed that she had bandages on her last 3 fingers on her right hand. And she told us that she sprained her right ring finger.
Well, that's a good block there for UE. Coverage wasn't there, but you can look at the UST squad. They're all just there and watching, literally.
23 all. This is a crucial timeout.
Ang opensa sa atin. Bibigyan nyo ng malambot na bola, atakihin lang sa atin. Bigyan nyo. Naintindihan, huwag matakot. Come on, let's go. Kaya natin, tsaga. Come on, let's go.
Well, again, we kept saying UE has got to learn how to finish a game. And that was what Coach Boy was saying. Huwag kayo matakot. Go for it. You know, it's 23 all. What you have to lose 23 all, just 2 points. Then you won set.
Abby Panon. The serve for UE. She can play the setter position as well. Oh, costly error there by Manansala, the rookie. And now UST has arrived at set point. Jessie De Leon comes in. Reyes comes in as well.
Another timeout being called this time by Coach Boy. Talk things over again.
Sige. Ang play natin, makinig. Dulo play natin. Dulo, bigay natin kay Sisa. Pag-atake ni Sisa, cover. Naintindihan? Tapos isang safety. Isang magandang receive. Ngayon, pag pumasok, maganda receive natin, pasukan mo, pilitin mong kunin yung dalawang blocker. Pakagatin mo sila, naintindihan? Kapag hindi kumagat, ibigay mo sa kanya. Naintindihan mo? Pag hindi kumagat. Kapag kumagat, bigay mo kay Sisa. Kaya Sisa, out na natin. Victory. Let's go.
Well, Coach Boy actually giving a specific play, but it'll really depend on the reception of UE. Once you receive well, your first option, of course, the middle hitter will go in hoping to get blockers to commit. If not, they're going open.
Well, they got what they wanted.
Exactly.
They got what they wanted.
Masunurin naman sila.
Yeah. Now we will exceed the distance here in the first set. A good response by the ladies from the UE side. They got a good reception and they set up their play perfectly. But UST responds quickly.
Well, also for UST, that was a pretty good reception, so UST able to implement the play. Basically, here in the first set, both teams kind of struggling, or especially UST struggling to find form, but in that play, they implemented pretty well.
Masangkay. Bulan with all her might. Nothing there, though. Tunay. Finally. Getting it through, that's a point for her. And with that, the Tigresses open this game taking the first set, and it was a hard-earned one, 26-24.
Yeah, it was a pretty slow set, but USD still able to win the set in 26-24. But we gotta give her give it to UE. They played a pretty good set here in this first set.
But coming up short in the end, perhaps new learning experience for them. Second set coming up. Keep it right here on Studio 23 for more women's volleyball action from Season 75 of your UAAP. After the first set, UST emerging on top, but not after a gritty performance by the University of the East. Final score at the end of that first set, 26-24, as we take a look at the statistics.
Well, USD leading it in terms of attacks, 12-9, blocking just by 1, 3-2, service aces, pretty much even. Unforced errors, USD actually committing more, 12 compared to 10. So, UE actually did a pretty good job there in that first set. And we were talking about it again earlier, that first set. They just need to learn how to finish a set because in paper, they're supposed to have won that first set.
Yeah. They came so close. They had UST on the ropes. They were leading 20-17. What did UST do? They made the adjustments. Coach Oji Mamon brought in the backup setter, who is continuing to set here in the second set, si Cabanos. And that really changed everything. UST was able to string up 3 straight points and eventually took the first set.
That's a good thing to emulate if you're a wannabe coach in, let's say, volleyball. You're still learning the ropes. You will always have 2 setters, one lead setter and one backup. Their brand of play obviously different. One could be faster, one could be slower, but you gotta check your opponents. You'll never know. Your second setter might be the key to counter the type of game of your opponent.
And Cabanos was indeed one key factor as to why UST was able to come back and steal away the first set from UE, and she continues to be fielded in by Coach Oji Mamon here in the second set.
That's right, that was a good sign for Coach Oji, but again, we have to mention Micah Ortiz and De Leon. Jessie De Leon actually played a very, very good first set.
Again, Maru Banatikla not suited up today. She's feeling ill, according to Tina Marasigan. In her report, she was vomiting, so we hope Maru is recovering and that she'll be back for UST's next game.
That's right, I think you mentioned that it's against Adamson.
Yeah, January 9, Wednesday. And it's not an easy schedule for UST, as we see another running spike, the specialty of the house for Micah Ortiz.
Well, this is a good match for Ortiz to get more numbers.
Yeah. All right, let's get an update now on the UST side with Tina Marasigan.
Antoine, the Tigers see an advantage over the UE Lady Warriors, specifically with their heights, but they are not ruling out their opponent's eagerness to win today, as they see it as UE's strongest element in playing. Coach Oji was reiterating to eliminate their triple blocks, as those are unnecessary. He also wants Lintin to allow diagonal hits from her teammates, and for the others, higher hits above the net with full ball intensity. Antoine and Noreen?
I like that, full ball intensity.
People develop their own terms. No, but there's 2 ways to look at it. One is, people will say, Coach Oji has no respect for the offense of UE, that's why you don't need 3 blockers. That's one way. But the other way, the realistic way to look at it is, Coach Oji believes also in his coverage.
Yeah.
2 blockers, let the other 4 work and cover.
4-2, UST off to a better start here. Now, do you think that in the first set, UST was feeling the absence of Banatikla, and that is why they had a difficult time putting UE away?
Could be. Of course, based on experience, you always have this first 6 that you're really comfortable with. For some reason, even in practice, if one of them maybe they're late because of school, it's like, oh, we're not the first 6, but you still play your game. But UST obviously, you still play your game. But UST obviously just really was kind of slow there in that first set.
Now, what positives, if any, did that absence of Banatikla do for UST? And her absence for the entirety of this game, will it help UST?
It should, because you were saying earlier that her numbers have been dipping in the past 2 games, so 4 games in the second and the third game, wherein they lost. They really missed her numbers. But for USC, the other players, it's their chance to actually say that if she has a bad day, oh, we can always bring in, let's say, a Lantin or a Tuna. It should be positive for UST.
Gives the other players confidence, and that is really needed if a team would like to go deep into the tournament.
That's right. And for Maru, it's also a positive thing because she will also have time to internalize, okay, I'm not here, they're playing this way, what can I do when I go back into this team, what can I do differently? It's also a good time for her to really think about what she has to do.
All right, let's go now to the UE side and get an update with Kat Salaw.
With that loss, the Warriors very much want to get over their feeling of almost but not quite making it. Coach Boy commended the girls for a very good close first set, but he said it's still not the right way. Lumayo tayo, he said, at hindi kailangan laging ibaba ang bola. The first ball reception was better for Coach, but for this set, he said that they have to really lessen service errors as that gave UST quite a number of easy points. Anton?
And as Katz was delivering that report, a service error was committed by Shisa Nebrida. UE committed 10 errors in the first set, and that's really something that they should limit.
Well, during that first set, they actually did a pretty good job in getting their services in. But again, a match is winning 3 sets out of 5, so you can't just do it in the first set. It has to be a constant process.
Faith Bulan goes down the line.
Well, that go-to player for Coach Boy, again showing her wares there in that, really eluding the blockers, obviously.
Got the ball where she wanted it to go. Cabanos has to chase that ball. Oh, bitin. A point for UE.
That's right, very tentative by Tunay. Wasn't sure if she was going to be the one to hit that back row attack. So that goes into the net.
Once again, UE keeping things interesting here. 7-all is our tally in the second set. Cabano sets it up to Jessie De Leon, who continues to improve her game here in her sophomore playing year. We have a Kit Kat break. Get ready for what's next. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. The stands waiting to support their squad as they enter into a very, very important matchup, a must-win game for them as they take on FEU in our second game.
You're right. Let's just talk about it a bit. The reason why we find it to be a very crucial one is because they really showed they have the potential.
Yes.
They beat UST in 3 sets. But then again, what they showed against LaSalle, it was kind of like an alter ego, so to speak. But yeah, this match should be important for them because they will know it should be a test of character for NU.
NU currently outside the Final Four picture. 2 wins, 3 losses for 5th place. Right behind them at 6th place, FEU 1 win and 3 defeats.
So this season is really showing the viewers that it's a very interesting season. Until now, everyone's trying to guess who's going to be in the finals.
Just like the basketball season, the gap between the upper tier teams and the teams at the bottom is not so wide.
Well, it also goes to show that as every year progresses, the level of competition really, the bar really is just raised. So it's good also for the viewers to watch all these matches.
More competitive, quality volleyball we are witnessing. But another service error, that's a second for this set for UE. Katz was mentioning it in her report. Coach Boy wanted to limit those service errors. Not a good development for the Lady Warriors.
You know what's sad about that error, Anton? It wasn't really a strong serve or anything. It was just a serve that went into the net, which is sad for UE because if you want to do a service error, it's either because you went for too much or, you too much float. So that's what they should think about.
Look at this lucky hit by Faith Bulan. getting a little bit of help from the tape of the net. Bulan. Oh, running hit by Micah Ortiz. Almost impossible to stop.
That was a very smart step by Cabanas because really no blocker. It was just like hitting practice for Micah Ortiz.
Cabanos is doing a good job with the setting duties, but as I say that, service error for her there.
Good job with setting, but not with serve.
Cabanos came in late in the first set for Lantin and helped UST take back and steal that first set away because UE had a 3-point lead, 20-17, and was about to take that first set before it slipped away, 26-24.
That's right, but a good block there by Unica Vasquez of UE.
Oh, Micah Ortiz with a lot of juice on that spike.
But you know, Nebrida and Dawis, they've got to check their timing because obviously there's a big hole in the blockers in between them, and they're very tentative in going up. It's either you block or you don't. That's it. Don't just, you know, half jump.
Oh, Coach Boy, livid on the sidelines, got up on his feet. He thought that ball went out. Now the officials are conferring with each other. As Faith Bulan was sure that that ball was headed out, so she avoided it.
Well, the linesman called a check ball, and Coach Boy really, he has a point because the linesman should see if Bulan hit the ball. Obviously, she didn't.
Yeah.
If hit her by the net, you have the referee, the first and the second. So
let's take a look at it right here. There's absolutely no touch on the blockers. Okay. No touch on Bulan. Oh. Coach Boy has a point.
yeah,
That should have been a point for UE. Because clearly on that replay, it did not touch the hands of the double block. It did not touch Faith Bulan, and it went beyond the baseline.
that's right. And well, the referees are still talking about it. So let's see. So I think the call stays.
Caballero, captain of UST, has been called.
I really don't know what he's asking Caballero. This Caballero gave a smile, so I don't know what.
So the right call was made.
Yes.
Because clearly that should have been a point for UE.
Justice served.
So all that effort by Coach Boy of standing up and calling out the referees paid off. So
Well,
13-11.
Yeah, because when you look at the score, that was it's 13-11. If they gave it to UST, would have been tied.
UST though, right back at ya.
Tunay was a cross-court hit.
Tunay, one of the cornerstones for the future of UST, only in her sophomore season.
Oh, good dig there.
Cabanos goes up once again, this time to Lastimosa, Masangkay, to Shisa Nebrida. Uh-oh. A halt to the action here. The buzzer was sounded.
I think there's a rotation error and committed by UST. Well, if you're Coach Orji, you'd really be mad because that's an error you commit when you're in grade school.
And now Coach Oji has brought out the whiteboard. Trying to get that rotation correct. There's Coach Boy Dalistan. 13-12 is our score. Second set, UE on top by 1. Dusaran comes in for Ortiz. And play resumes once again.
Well, things going well for UE right now. They get 2 straight points.
But can they learn quickly? Learn from what happened in the first set and try to close this second set out? That is the question.
And that is the wish or the dream of Coach Boy.
Masangkay goes back to Faith Bulan. Denied. Lady Warriors keep it alive. Oh, too strong by Caballejo. Lastimosa attacks Sarmiento. That's a point for UST. And Pam Lastimosa continues to contribute to the cause of the Tigresses.
Yeah, but we also got to give credit to Julian Caballejo.
Yes.
That was a free gift, a good spike, but she was there to take it.
Making up for that error is the captain, Judy Caballejo. Couple of talented sophomores on the floor for UST. Lastimosa, one of them. Mela Tunay, another one. Jessie De Leon, also there. Cabanos, a rookie. So we're seeing a preview of the future of UST as well. The only graduating player on the floor there is Dusaran. Excuse me, Caballejo.
And Ortiz.
Yeah, Dusaran is on her third year.
Oh, this is a good rally we're having.
Bulan goes down the line once again. And Faith Bulan continuing to be the lone bright spot for UE. As we head into a Kit Kat break, get ready for what's next. Have a break, have a Kit Kat. City for the first day of women's volleyball action for the year 2013. Maraming salamat muli sa lahat ng mga nakatutok ngayon. Sa Studio 23, Anton Rojas, kasama si Noreen Go. At ngayon, inyo pong napapanood ang laban sa pagitan ng UE at UST. Faith Bulan, once again, going down the line, avoiding that double block.
That's right, Faith Bulan really leading the charge for this UE squad. But again, you saw in that slow-mo, the blocking of Cabanos, very, very delayed, really delayed. So, good point for UE.
Lastimosa, dug up by Bulan. Bulan goes back to work. Just ran out of steam.
Well, you know, she could have made something out of it, but
I think too much momentum.
yeah, that's right.
And she tried to avoid crashing into the bar. She tried to stop herself while in the air.
Another error there for Bulan. That's not a good sign for UE.
And we're seeing a replay of what happened in the first set. UE going up by 3 points and then losing that lead once again. UST 2 straight points from them. Make that 3 straight points for the Tigresses. So another replay of what happened in the first set.
Well, you know, Bulan has got to fight off that, errors. You commit one, you commit two. The third, you have to make amends for that.
Guevara, nice cross-court hit for her.
Coach Boy really telling Masangkay, don't give it to Bulan, and they get the point.
UST already wary of Bulan's capabilities. Coach Boy urging Masangkay to become more unpredictable, but they go back to Bulan. That one too strong, point for UST.
Another error there. This is not very unlikely of Bulan. That's 4 straight errors. know, that's 4 free points for UST, and now we're tied, 17 apiece.
Bulan again. And Coach Boy unhappy, removing his glasses. As the past couple of possessions, Yui has been going to Faith Bulan. And Yui has read that perfectly.
Well, you know, that's 5. I mean, we don't want to count really the errors, but that's 5. So there you go. Go to someone else. It's not that you're, you know, giving more burden to your player, but go to someone else. You know, you never know. Somebody may click.
That time it was the captain, Lucette Dawis, with a point. Going with that open hit. Here's Bulan. She'll now be operating from the back row. Ortiz.
That's a big quick. Executed well by UST, and now they get the lead, 19-18.
Alex Cabanos getting some last-minute instructions from Oji Maman, who is seated at the UST bench. Nebrida. Now we're seeing more variety on the offense of UE.
You know, that also, it could be a positive thing for UE because more variety, because they're not going to just one person. They can go to other people, and they're doing well. They're performing for UE. And again, Antonio talked about it. UE is doing a good job here in the second set of keeping it close. Can they finish it?
Can they develop that killer instinct and finish? They're going to have to defend a player as talented as Micah Ortiz, though.
And so far, Micah Ortiz is really posing as a problem to this defense of UE.
She's been dominating UE. Ortiz was ready for another running hit. Tunay was there, though. Cabanos deciding to go with her. Ortiz looks up at the score, sees that they have a 2-point advantage. They're closing in on taking the second set and a 2-0 lead over UE. Let's listen in on the huddle.
Nai-stuck tayo, Grace eh. Nai-stuck tayo. Pagka ganon, kung pwede, kamukha ni Nika, di ba? Nasa gitna si Nika. Pwede mo papasukin si Nika eh. I-open mo to pagkatapos si Sisa. Pwede mo papatungin na ganon eh. Pwede naman quicker si Nika, di ba? Okay lang. Okay, nanggaling si Nika rito. Si Sisa, paluin mo rito. Si Lucette nasan? Di ba paluin mo dito sa 4? Okay lang yan. Ha? Come on, let's go. Ha? Dalawa. Little victory. Happy tayo, ha?
Well, Coach Boy is actually telling Masangkay, there are so many options. Don't just stick to what we all, what the normal play is. They say somebody does quick, somebody does open. If you're in different positions, you can set it like, where's Lucette? Cuatro, you can set it there. So these are your options.
And he also mentioned Unica Vasquez. In that last huddle, they went to her, but it was a weak hit. And eventually, Caballero able to score from the back row with a little help from the tape of the net.
That's right. Ace service by Caballero.
Now, the initial problem of UE coming back to haunt them, that inability to get a good first ball. Sarmiento comes out, backup setter. Martinez comes in. Nebrida. Cabanos, who will she go to? It's a back set. Ortiz, popped up by Masangkay. Can UE keep it alive? It's a free ball for the Tigresses. Cabanos sets to the left. Lastimosa drop ball does not work. Nebrida off that double block. A joust at the top is won by Dawis over the much taller Ortiz.
Well, that's a good rally for both squads, showing they really want to win this point. Very, very crucial for UE if they want to keep it here in this second set.
Not giving up. University of the East, despite UST being 2 points away from taking a 2-0 lead. And again, we go back to that report by Katz a while ago saying that Coach Boy wants to limit those service errors. And another one right there.
Well, they have committed couple here in the second set, and another free point to UST.
UST 1 point away from taking a 2-0 lead. Cabanos, quick hit for Jesse De Leon, nothing there yet. Nebrida trying to keep UE alive. Tunay sets to the left, that's a violation point for UE.
That's right, they call it a lift actually off Tunay. And a set point save for UE.
Nebrida cannot afford to have another service error, because that would give UST the set on a silver platter.
Good short serve there by Nebrida.
Masangkay goes to Faith Bulan. Caballejo keeps it alive. Tunay, dug up by Masangkay. Guevara, wild rally we're seeing here. Lastimosa from the back row. Martinez digs it up. Guevara trying to find the open spot.
Good
Cabanos
rally.
to Lastimosa. Oh, De Leon!
Alive.
Somehow UE kept that ball playable. Chance to organize. Faith Bulan off
Still
that double
alive.
block. Long and wild rally. Lastimosa, can she end it?
Not if UE has any say in that.
Things slowing down here. Cabanos back to Tunay. Referee says it's in.
Anton, you said it really well. A wild rally we had there to end the second set.
Let's take a look at how it ended. A back set by Cabanos to Tunay. Does it touch the line? Yes, it does.
Good call.
All right. A lot of effort put into that second set by both teams, but in the end, the Tigresses came up with it, so it is now a 2-0 lead. Back with more UAAP volleyball action when we return. Season 75 Women's Volleyball Tournament. Dito lang sa Studio 23, UST on top, 2-0. Let's take a look at the highlights of set number 2.
Well, UE actually played or did a good job in the start of that second set. They kept it close. They went to the technical timeout ahead, the second technical timeout ahead, but then they lapsed into a series of errors, your spiking errors, and their service errors gave so much free points for UST, who finally took it 25-21.
Letting go of another great opportunity to try and pull away and win a set. They were up 16-13, but then UST stringing up some points, tying the game at 16 all. Took the lead eventually and never looked back.
Yeah, but really they were helped by UE errors, service errors, hitting errors. You know, literally they just stood still after working hard till the mid of that second set. After working hard, they stood still, gave it away, and gave UST that second set.
Well, let's see if UST will look discouraged here in this do-or-die third set, while UST, let's see if they have the killer instinct to close out this game and win once again in straight sets, just like they did in their last game against UP.
But you know, when you think about it, during that second set, you can see the numbers. Look at the attacks. They're even. 11 apiece. Blocking, 2-1 for UST. Service aces, 1-0. Unforced errors. UST actually minimizing their unforced errors there in that second set. 9-11. So basically, it's just UE giving away the end of that second set to UST.
Once again, Happy New Year to all the volleyball fans watching right now on Studio 23. I'm Don Rojas alongside Noreen Go. UE still searching for its first win. Oh, a laser beam of a spike there by Shisa Nebrida, giving Alex Cabanos a facial.
Well, Nebrida is a very athletic person. I would say she should be one person to watch out for. I'm trying to think of some players that she plays like maybe in terms of athletic ability, maybe a Angela Benting, something like that, who has a very explosive approach. And she is showing now in today's match that she has become consistent.
Fourth-year player Grace Masangkay to serve now for UE. Lastimosa playing well in the absence of Maru Banatitla, who is feeling unwell today.
Well, again, no, UP starting out well here in this third set. They're leading 2-1.
It's been the exact same story for UE in, well, not just in this game. There were several other games wherein they would stay close. The difference between those previous games and the game today is they stayed close until the 20-point mark. In the first set, they had 24 points. So they're getting closer. They're getting closer. They just need that finishing kick.
That's right. And, you know, and they don't allow their opponent to leave them behind, especially in
Yes.
today's match, which is a good sign that UE has improved already here in this season in their 5th game.
Because in the past, they would allow their opponent to leave them behind.
That's right. And we're talking about a UST here as well, so that's a good sign for Coach Boy. Good
And
things to come.
UST was the third placer last year, so this is a team that is obviously in the upper echelon of teams here in the UAAP.
And you have players like Ortiz and Caballero. That's
Yes.
experience for you. Another scrappy rally we had.
Guevara just lost some lift on that jump. Now he's a little bit shaken up.
Well, a good block there by Ortiz. Read well.
What hand time by Ortiz. That Christmas break training really did wonders for UST. They look a lot lighter. They look like they're in better shape. They're slimmer. They look really fit. Especially Ortiz.
That's right. But the slimmest of them all is Jessie De Leon.
Yeah. Who continues to improve. I mentioned her scoring output increasing the past 2 games.
And she's actually, I'm curious to look at her numbers also in this game. Playing well for UST.
Caballero cross-court hit. Faith Bulan trying to blast through that UST wall of defenders. Cabanos, who has not sat down since checking in for Lantin late in the first set. Playing well for UST. All right, let's get an update now on the side of the Tigresses with Tina Marasigan.
Coach Oji was very specific in giving out his pointers to his players individually, and he told them to bring the chance ball towards the right side of the court. Also, he wants his girls to earn their points not through the errors of their opponent. Sa round na ito, gusto rin ibalik ni Coach Oji si Loren. Oras na para bumawi siya. Dagdag pa ni Coach Antonio Noreen.
Ayan. Thank you, Tina. We were talking about the setter position and how Coach Oji removed Loren towards the end of that first set in the place of Alex Cabanos. And he wants Loren to not lose her confidence. He wants to give her another chance.
That's right. And that'll give her the opportunity also to watch and learn. And again, internalize and see what she has been doing wrong.
But this is a good combination for the setters. You mentioned the value of having 2 good setters in one team, Lantin and the rookie Cabanos.
That's right. And if your first setter has a off day, you also have a second setter to lean on.
Caballero. Manansala goes to the back. Nebrida going off speed.
Easy does it there. Well, the defense of USC caught just watching.
I think they were caught off guard.
That's right. Nobody home.
Here we go again. UE with a 3-point lead this time. Let's see if they can pull away and build on it.
Good reception for UST.
Masangkay sets to the left. Faith Bulan. Dug up by Rasmo. Caballero goes for the open hit. Cross court. Point for her.
That's right. That's a timely kill for Caballero. USC doesn't want to go to the first technical timeout with UE ahead.
Here's the captain, Judy Caballero.
Good serve.
Running hit by Madel Guevara. Ingrid Reyes.
Wow, that was a bomb.
Ingrid Reyes, another player to watch out for UST. Had a couple of games last year wherein she starred for the Tigresses. Let's head into a Kit Kat break. Get ready for what's next. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. We are greeting you from the arena in San Juan City. Thank you to everybody watching on Studio 23. 8-5 is our tally here in the third set. UE leads UST as they try to stay alive and fight back in this game, but it's a huge mountain to climb as UST already on top, 2-0.
Well, you know, this is also a good opportunity for UST because obviously UE showing everyone here in this match that they have improved, they're steady, you know, though they cannot finish yet, but they're steady. If you're UST and you're the players, you have to think that we cannot just relax. We have to finish this ourselves and not rely on the opponent's errors, as Coach Oji was telling his players.
That one goes out for Jessie De Leon. You were wondering how many points Jessie has in this game. She has 6 points. And that's good for a backup role
That's right.
to the likes of Caballejo, Banaticla, and Ortiz. Again, Banaticla not playing this afternoon. And that gave an opportunity for other players to step up like Pam Lastimosa. All right, let's go now to the UE side and hear from Kat Sala.
It's clear from that last set how much Coach Boy really cherishes every point. And for this set, he hopes that the girls really parallel the fighting on the court spirit that he has. Coach Boy wants more aggressiveness from the girls, most especially pag nagkakabuta sila during the plays. For Micah Ortiz, the coaches tapped Lucette Dawes to really guard her spikes. And kaya daw tapatan ni Lucette dahil according to the coach's observations, panoorin lang daw ni Lucette ang angle ng kamay ni Ortiz and she will know where the ball will go. Also, instead of a sermon, Faith Bulan got motivation from coach, saying he does not expect all deadly kills, basta itsaga nang i-over ang bola. Anton?
Thank you, Kats, for that report. Indeed, Lucette Dawes is one of the best blockers in the UAAP, and I've said this many times before. She's one of the most underrated blockers. Actually had 25 blocks in last year's tournament. Micah Ortiz getting a point there.
You know what Micah Ortiz did? That was really good timing. Really, no way for the defense of UE to cover that.
Nebrida showing us the power, challenging that double block of Ortiz and Lastimosa. But can UE keep this up, Noreen?
Yeah, well, we were asking that ever since the first set.
11-7. UE hoping to pull away.
But you know, that's nice for Coach Boy to encourage Bulan and say, you know, it doesn't have to be a strong kill, just get it over. Because when you get it over, you have a chance for touch ball. When you hit it into the net, that's it. You know, so try to get it over at least, at the very least.
Now don't look now, UE has their biggest lead in this game. It's at 5 right now, 12-7. Remember, against NU, UE was able to take the third set and stay alive.
Well, UE showing us really, or the viewers, that they are a different team here. And 4 points is already a cushion for UE.
Now this is a test for UST to see if they can come back. Another point for UE. So they're trying to pull away. Mike Ortiz trying to get her teammates back on the flow. Mike Ortiz looking up at the score.
Well, of course, if you're Micah Ortiz, you wouldn't want this to go to a fourth set.
Lastimosa. Oh, another point for UE.
Wow, look at the score. 14-8.
And now, Coach Oji Mamon rings the alarm.
Error naman, tuloy-tuloy eh. Chini-chain mo yung error mo eh. Alex, ba't ayaw magpalo ng open? Pinapabawi mo ba si Pam? Gamitin mo si Micah. Ha? Doon ka sa advantage. May advantage tayo, ayaw niyong gamitin. Pam, pagkagaling mo sa block, anong gagawin mo? Papalo na ulit? Tumulong ka mo sa depensa, ha?
Well, obviously, Coach Oji or Coach Oji Mamun is pointing out that we have an advantage. Mike Ortiz is in front. She has been giving us the numbers. We have to take or make full use of that, take advantage of the fact that Mike Ortiz is in front. Very funny how he said that, ba't mo binibigay sa kwarto? Ay, pinapabawi mo ba si Pam? Like, there's something personal there.
Cavallejo. Masangkay. Good job by Reyes to chase that one. Cavallejo goes cross court. It is too wide. Point for UE. And UST finds themselves down by 7. Ojimamon is up from his seat.
Well, UST has been committing uncharacteristic errors. And UE cruising here in the third set.
And you have to wonder when Coach Ojimamon will bring back in starting setter Lauren Lantin.
It could be actually a good time for him too here in this third set.
Finally, Ortiz breaks that UE run.
Well, you know, it's 9 serving 15. Ortiz getting that kill, but they were not able to take full advantage of the fact that she was in front. Now she's already serving for UST.
Cabanos back set for Lastimosa. Cabanos goes to the middle. Jessie De Leon, 2 straight points now for UST. That's 7 points for De Leon.
Well, that's also good reception by Ortiz. Perfect reception, and they were able to implement that play.
Masangkay. Nebrida showing us some power. Point for UE as we head into another Kit Kat break. Lady Warriors on top 16-10. Get ready for what's next. Have a break. Have a Kit Kat. For the year 2013. Here in the third set of this matchup between UST and UE. UST finds himself down by 6, 16-10. UE trying to stay alive.
But if you look at this UST squad, their body language is so much different from the first 2 sets. Now, they look puzzled. You know, they look bewildered because they're not used to being down 6 points to UE.
And remember, in the pregame, we described UST as an enigma here in UAAP Season 75.
Well, if you have a squad that has yet to taste victory, you know how hungry they are going into every match.
Let's see if UST can get things together here. Faith Bulan finding the open spot, and now Coach Ojimamon finally brings back in Lauren Lantin. Mela Tunay back on the floor. Cabanos and Lastimosa check out.
Well, this is actually his first 6, so they should be no strangers, and your guess is as good as mine how the 2 new players are back and how they will perform.
Now, obviously, Noreen, the setter has a very important role on the team, and the setter moves around a lot.
Yeah.
Now, when you're on the bench for an extended period of time, just as Lantin has been in this game, how hard is it to get back and get into the flow of the game?
Well, that should never be an excuse. That's why during timeouts you see players running back and forth, you know, warming up. Because anytime you are called to play, you cannot give that excuse that, oh, malamig pa ako, or, I've been in the bench, because you see them, they're standing there, they can keep themselves warm with a jacket or stretch or whatever. So it shouldn't be a factor.
Well, here's Lantin. Goes to Jessie De Leon. 8 points now for her, matching her output in that last game against UP.
Well, USD obviously struggling with their outside hitters, but their middle, or their quickers, or their middle blockers are actually the ones really playing well for them.
Micah Ortiz set to check back into this game. Ingrid Reyes. Back set. Melatunay. That one was on the way out, but Manansala touched it, so a point for USD.
That's right, a good break for USD, but this is a good sign for Coach Audrey Mamon, because obviously the setter eager to play. Variations are there. She's varying her sets. Everyone's getting an opportunity to kill it.
Speaking of killing it, Faith Bulan has been killing the USD defense here in the third set. Let's take a look at it one more time. Masangkay dialing it up to number 10. And Bulan delivers.
Yeah, when you look at it, exacto. The blockers were slow. She really just went in between the blockers' hand.
Faith Bulan, great job of chasing that, but her momentum carried her straight to the net.
So she actually crossed the line, but again, if you can see that play, Lucian Dawis was there. You have to learn as a teammate. You look at where your players are, because Dawis could have held her, could have helped her or held her and prevented her from crossing. That should be part of also your training.
Reyes. Oh. Couldn't get the check ball. Goes out. So UE 5 points away from taking the third set. Coach Audrey Mamon once again calls for time.
Lahat na kayo patapon eh. Blocker nila, maliit. Yung open spiker, maliit yung setter, matangkad konti yung gitna. Kahit na matangkad yung gitna, pwede mo atakihin yung gitna. Sinabi na wag mong kabigin eh. Wasiwas na yan, ginagawa mo, patapon, ayaw mo pa rin. Girl, 2014, 5 sila, kailangan 11 points. Bago sila mga 5 points, sila mga 11 points. Good.
I was actually distracted by his gadget there, and
That's the first time I've seen that.
me also.
May application pala na ganun.
Oh, that's right. I'll ask Audrey later what that is. Just for kicks. Gone were those, what do you call that? The ones that this
With
is
the
you,
markers.
this is you.
Yeah. With the whiteboard.
Yeah.
I thought it was a whiteboard he was holding a while ago.
It's a gadget.
Nebrida. Tried to avoid that block. Too much angle on it. So point for USD.
Again, if you're Coach Boy, that UE tends to do that. When you have the lead, or when they have the lead, hitting error, service error, if they can just maintain keeping their services in, I think we're going to the fourth, to a fourth set.
Right now, USD stringing up 2 straight points after that Audrey Mamon timeout. Now we go back to our question. With regards to the play of UE, can they shut the door? Can they have that finishing kick?
This is actually their best opportunity, because they're ahead by 4.
Yes, a big cushion. UE 4 points away now.
Four points away, ahead by 5.
No Maruba na tikla.
That's a good sign for UE.
Ortiz running spike.
Barely getting that over.
Lantin to Ingrid Reyes. Another point for USD. Slowly, the Tigresses are trying to claw back in it.
Well, but if you're USD and you want to end this, you gotta, make some stops because you don't want to win a point, give a point because UE obviously ahead.
A gift there for Judy Caballejo. And now UE could be feeling the pressure.
When you saw Judy go for that, obviously, mere presence, very intimidating. Parang everybody was just there. And they stood still and watched her.
Lantin goes to Ortiz once again. Wow, one of the best in the UAAP at doing that. One more time. Micah Ortiz, specialty of the house, the running spike. Point for the Tigresses.
Ang haba ng nilabang natin yan, dalawa na lang yan. Ayaw natin magtrabaho eh. Ang sinasabi ko, Lucet, hindi ka magra-running for. Hindi ka magra-running for na ganun. Atras ka lang dito para pumalo ka pa ganun. Naintindi, ikaw naman, pag mag-over ka ng bola, kaliwa gamitin mo. Huwag kanan. Kaya pa natin yan, no?
UE hoping that they won't let this opportunity slip away. They had 2 7-point leads already at 2 separate points in this set. They were up 15-8 and then up by 7 again, 18-11. Now they are just up by 2.
Well, if you're UE and you see Lucette Dawes in front, you have to go to her. She has to take charge here for UE.
Caballejo had to adjust. Masangkay goes to Nebrida. Dusaran digs it up. Oh! Another 3-point lead for UE, but this time it's 22-19. In the first set, they were also up by 3, 20-17 before UST came back with 3 straight points.
That's right. And if you look at the front row of UE, very, very steady players. You have good offensive players. So this is interesting.
A poor first ball there by UST and a poor hit by Caballejo. They are faltering here in the arena.
That's right. Actually, I heard Coach Audrey talking to Judy and Caballejo saying, wala na akong timeout. This is what you do. Your follow-through wasn't there. So it's up to the UST Tigresses to see how they will handle this end of the third set.
Coach Audrey wants a running hit. He gets just that. They have the advantage. That's what Coach Audrey Mamon has been saying. They have the advantage with Ortiz. Use it. The problem is Ortiz is now at the back row.
That's right. Every time she has one, she scores an emphatic point, she's back to serve. Good reception for UE.
Mike Ortiz getting to that ball. Difficult angle for Caballejo. Ingrid keeps it alive. Caballejo, open hit. It's a touch ball. Point for UST.
Well, that's good play for UST. Good reception, and Caballejo is able to hit it off the blocker. So UST doing a good job in staying alive here in this third set.
UE hoping to slam the door. Lantin, a joust at the top. And she wins it. Lantin, great comeback here in the third set. After coming out late in the first set for Alex Cabanos.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's an error. That's lifting, obviously. Oh, and don't look now. It's just a 1-point lead for UE.
Unica Vasquez comes in for UE. UE, both teams in a pressure-packed situation. UST wanting to end this one quick. But UE, their lead has just been extinguished.
Completely. 23 all. Off an error again. Error.
Those were 2 7-point leads. Gone. Down the drain. Let's see if they can save it. And take this third set. Nebrida denied. Masangkay goes with the back set. The double block for UST was there. Somehow, Lady Warriors able to keep it alive. Lantin, drop ball, it works. Lantin has redeemed herself.
Well, that was actually an error into the net by UE. Basket into the net.
Lantin has the height advantage as the new setter for UST.
Ginagawa nyo kasi. Di bale, tsagayin pa natin yan. Kaya pa natin yan. Isang kaya lang. Isang receive lang. Hindi naman kakarga ng service eh.
Kaya pa yan,
Come on, let's go. Kaya.
You know, in fairness to UE, they have been receiving, except for that last reception by Bulan, they have been receiving very well. Their offense just not working for them. But again, credit also to UST for their blocking.
Micah Ortiz serving for the match.
Match point now for UST. Micah Ortiz.
Sure served by Ortiz.
Masangkay, open hit. Nebrida had to adjust. Lantin, drop ball once again for her. It works, Lantin. What a clutch performance by Lauren Lantin, who came back here late in this set. Those were several drop balls to end the match.
Well, obviously, her time at the bench, she spent wisely. She learned, she thought about what she was going to do. Towards the end of the set, it was actually all Lantin.
What a combination at the setter position. Lauren Lantin started it off. Alex Cabanos took over. Lantin came back and finished the job. UST coming back from two separate 7-point deficits to win the game in the third set. We'll be back to put the finishing touches on this first volleyball game for the year 2013. For the first set, 26-24, 25-21, and then lastly in the third set, UST coming back 25-23, and our best player of the game is at courtside with Tina Marasigan.
All right, I'm with Micah Ortiz right now. Micah, kanina no, yung sa tatlong sets kung saan kayo nanalo, hindi masyado malaki yung agwat ng puntos. Naramdaman nyo ba yung absence talaga ni Maru sa laro nyo ngayon?
Opo, as we all know, si Maru kasi one of our veterans, kaya kung tititignan natin, malaki talaga yung nawala kapag wala si Maru.
Okay, so next game, ang makakalaban niya naman ay Adamson. Sila rin, meron na rin silang tatlong panalo. Kayo rin, meron na rin tatlo. So if in case, magiging, sino bang magiging apat sa inyo, sino mauuna na manalo sa tingin mo?
Ang Adamson kasi, malakas sila sa depensa. So, ang kailangan namin pagtibayan siguro ngayon, yung depensa rin namin. Lahat, kailangan matibay kami ngayon lahat. Sa lahat ng mga skills namin. Ayun.
Okay, congratulations for winning today against UE, Micah. At sinong gusto mong batian ngayon?
Happy birthday daw po sa lola ni Guy Reyes, and happy birthday Kuya Froyland. Get well soon, Maru, and also hi Jello, hi Bo. Hello sa family ko sa Nueva Vizcaya. Hello sa classmates ko and professors ko. Hello, at saka meron pa po. Happy birthday, Ate Roxanne. Ayun po.
Ayan, happy birthday sa lahat ng may birthday. Congratulations ulit sa inyo for winning today. Napakagandang way ito para buksan ang laro nyo ngayong taong 2030. Congratulations, UST. Back to you, Anton.
Thank you, Tina. We heard from the master of the running spike in UAAP volleyball, and also a very lovable person as well in Micah Ortiz.
Well, Micah Ortiz, funny. She said happy birthday to a lot of people. Obviously, she's well loved. She has a lot of friends. And, you know, she has actually been the leader for this UST squad, both on and off court. And she has shown her being a veteran. And that she has been vital to this UST squad.
Up next, a very crucial matchup between the FEU Lady Tamaraws and the National University Lady Bulldogs, looking to bounce back after ending the year on a low note. So let's see, as you stay with us here with our exclusive ABS-CBN sports coverage of UAAP Season 75. For Direct Abet Ramos, Kat Salao, Tina Marasigan, my partner Norin Go, I'm Anton Ross saying thank you so much for continuing to support the exciting women's volleyball action of the UAAP. But stick around, because we have NU and FEU coming up next.
This is the UAAP Season 75 Women's Volleyball Tournament.